Social distancing. Yeah.
Back.
We're
together
back.
Again.
At a safe distance. There. It's good? All right. Good enough. Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you too, my friend.
And it's good to see all you. Well, I don't have to wear earbuds.
No earbuds.
Yeah.
No weird internet connection problem.
All right, so what are we going to talk about? What are we going to use this time for?
Well, John, we've all been locked away in quarantine
Yep.
for many months. And you might say that we've been just hiding away from this virus in the shadows. And so that makes me wonder what we do in the shadows.
I'm going to say that intro really sucked. Jesus.
John, what's your familiarity with both the movie and the TV series of What We Do in the Shadows?
I've seen the movie once. Haven't seen a single episode of the series, though I would like to. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Well, I can say, the movie is one of my favorite movies, probably top 10 movies.
Wow. Okay, so what, if any, involvement did the two aforementioned folks have in the TV show?
Thankfully, writing and producing, so they're still heavily involved.
All right.
And I mean, it's still within the same world. The guy who takes place of Taika Waititi's character is now Nandor, who was like a Middle Eastern conqueror back from like 1,000 years ago or something like that. And he has that kind of
a B-list Star Wars character.
Kind of, yeah.
Nandor.
Very, very full of himself. He was this amazing conqueror, but probably the most disconnected from the modern day society. Then you've got Nadia, who is this Greek woman.
Yeah.
Nadia, A, hilarious, B, very horny. Third, you've got Laszlo, who was the younger of the three kind of main vampires.
Okay.
He's from England. He's a colossal idiot who's kind of full of himself.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing about it is when he turns into a bat, he literally goes, "Bat!" and flies away. And then the fourth vampire is Colin Robinson. Colin Robinson, who is an American, and he is an energy vampire. And
what's an energy vampire?
so instead of sucking blood, he sucks basically like the will to live out of people. He feeds by working in a like stuffy office building and talking to people about the most inane, mundane things and draining the energy from them.
Does he work in accounts payable? Because been there.
Possibly.
Pretty sure I worked with Chaz Lofgren or whatever his name is.
Colin Robinson.
Colin Robinson, yeah.
He
Sat in the cube behind me for a couple years.
Yeah, honestly, the show starts off with you wondering if he's actually a vampire or just a really irritating person. But eventually he is levitating with glowing eyes, so I think it's safe to say the jury's still out. And then you've got Guillermo, what are they called? It's not ghoul.
Italian?
He's very, very nice and sweet.
He's kind of the Igor of the whole thing.
A bit, yeah.
Yes, master, that kind of
Sort
thing.
of, yeah,
Okay,
basically.
okay.
And the first season was fantastic. I really liked it. Like at first you get kind of like it's not the original cast in the movie, though they do make an appearance in the first season.
All right.
Yeah, the second season, I would say, is in some respects better, and in some respects, I don't want to say worse, but a little bit different. So the first season is very, very much in line with the style of the movie, where it is this faux documentary.
Yep. So it hews very closely to what fans are hoping and expecting.
Exactly. Second season is nearly done. By the time this episode gets out, it'll probably be done. There's only 2 episodes left at this point. The second season feels a little more almost cartoony.
Yeah.
Like, they take certain things to such an extreme where it's like, before, the show existed within a fairly believable reality for the most part.
Okay.
There are an episode or 2 in the second season that veer outside of that to the point it's like, nobody right now is acting like a normal human would. It's like, the vampires in the show always are a little bit, ridiculous. They're detached from society.
Yeah.
But a lot of times the other people, they're comical in that, mockumentary style, but still somewhat grounded. But there are a couple episodes where they kind of fly off the rails a bit, and it doesn't seem nearly as grounded, but it's still funny is the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I still laughed, I still thought it was hilarious, but I did end up going, that felt just a little less,
You gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit.
just a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was pulling that suspension of disbelief just a little bit tighter. So,
Yeah. As an alleged super fan who can't remember any of the characters' names, does it meet your expectations, the show?
Yes.
All right, and
Absolutely.
and quality-wise,
Quality-wise, right up there.
Right up there.
In fact, I mean, it definitely feels, especially now in the second season, more so perhaps, quality for like certain special effects and stuff like that has surpassed the original movie.
yeah, it's on FX. Is that correct?
It is on FX. If you've got Hulu, right now FX is keeping up and releasing all their stuff, so it's free on Hulu. If you liked the original movie and you haven't given the show a chance, absolutely do it. It is just as good as the movie. I don't necessarily want to say better,
Right.
but it is just as good in my opinion.
She was though, so. I'm excited to talk about Blue Cats.
Blue Cats!
Blue Cats in space, and
Fuck that shit! We're talking about even older shit than that, but everybody's fucking talking about it, and so we're gonna talk about it. Avatar, The Last Airbender.
that was the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
We will never talk about the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Never!
If the Avatar had returned, would that mean anything to you?
The Avatar is dead.
Avatar, it's come back on Netflix, and I saw Avatar when it originally came out.
The Last Airbender.
The
animated series.
The animated series, and it's still fucking great. It's one of the best American-made anime ever.
Sure.
It's really, really well done. Great story. Now it's coming back to Netflix, and everybody's making a big fucking deal about it, so we're gonna talk about it. And funny story, but Avatar is this kind of 3-part story about there is this fantasy world that I'd say is equivalent to like 100 years ago, in our time or whatever. More than that, maybe even a little. But there's this world that's divided into 4 nations: Earth, Fire, Wind, and Water. Kind of more than that, I guess. I don't know, but is because in this world there are a bunch of normal people, but then a little more rarely there are people called benders who are able to control the elements. And if you control those, you are from that nation. It's very heritage based, I guess. I can get into it. I'm not going to. Anyway, Fire Nation is firebenders, Water Nation is water, yada yada, so on.
Did they ever crossbreed?
In this, the show takes place 100 years after the Avatar, the one person who is reincarnated, constantly reincarnated, who's able to control all 4 elements. And he's supposed to bring balance to the world and is kind of a peacekeeper.
Jesus.
Yeah, basically. Jesus. Avatar disappeared 100 years before the start of this show. The show starts up, and these 2 kids from the Water Nation find the Avatar frozen in ice. And the Avatar is like, what's up? And the Fire Nation's at war with the world, trying to take over. All of the airbenders have been killed, and the Avatar was originally an airbender. Every generation, he's born to a different nation. And so the
Okay.
one that disappeared was an airbender. All of his people have been wiped out
right.
by the Fire Nation.
Are the
it's
fire people called firebenders?
Yes.
Oh, hey, look at me.
Yeah. And basically it is this 3-part story of him. He's younger, so he's having to learn how to control the other 3 elements. He knows air, but he can't do the others very well.
Okay.
And so it's him discovering these different elements, and it's him kind of fighting against the Fire Nation and basically trying to stop them from completely taking over. And it's this huge building epic of him, the 2, waterbender. Well, one's a waterbender and one's just a normal human from the waterbender tribe. They gradually add a few more people to their little, group and stuff. And it's great. It's a great thing for all ages. It's something that younger kids can absolutely enjoy. It definitely does deal with the ideas of death and stuff, which a lot of cartoons always shy away from. Like, that thing. The thing I hate about some kids' cartoons is where they won't say death. They'll just dance around the word death and be like, "Oh no, he's gonna try and terminate us," and it's like, just say kill. He's gonna kill you.
We sent mommy to a farm.
And this show doesn't dance around that. This show treats kids with an amount of respect, but also, rewatching it now as a 36-year-old man with my girlfriend of the same age, it's like we both had a lot to get out of it. She loved it. And it's got this, beautiful story. There's interconnecting episodes and episodes that kind of stand on their own.
Yep.
But the fact that it's back on Netflix, I'd say anyone who hasn't seen it, if you've held off for any reason, absolutely give it a try. And if you've got kids, super great show to watch with them. It's got a lot of great stuff for everyone.
Huh. And it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix,
so
which basically means it's free because everybody has Netflix.
Everybody, and you don't have to subscribe to some Nickelodeon bullshit to get it.
Exactly.
All right, I can dig it.
And then there's a sequel series called The Legend of Korra, and that is not on Netflix, and that's probably okay.